Hi, this is Jen McFarland, co-founder of Epiphany Courses. There are so many different ways you can grow a business. If you choose to grow your audience, get a following, and monetize that in some way, using a podcast to grow your business can really work well for you. What a podcast can do for you is help position you as an expert to build trust for people who are curious about your business. It's a really good way for you to speak about your expertise, talk about problems that you've solved, and share tips that are easy for people to do. Or if they don't think it's easy for them to do it, then guess what? You're the first person that they're going to think of when it comes to getting the job done. It's also a good way to generate some traffic to your website. If you record a podcast and have a page for each episode on your website, that includes a description, some information about what it is that you're talking about, and you're using words that people are likely to search for within your industry, you're likely to get found and get more traffic to your site just by having a podcast. And you get extra credit if you write a blog post or attach the transcript to your work and the episode. Why? Because words matter. So if you use a blog and a podcast, it's not really quite as simple as thinking then the customers will come. It really is about coming up with some sort of content plan so that you're talking about all of the things within your realm, your area of expertise, but without giving the farm away. Or if you give it away, make sure you're showing things that it's unlikely that people are going to do on their own. Give them a product, a free opt-in, something that they can do to learn more about you and become part of your community. And this is a good way to start building a bigger network. If that doesn't sound like enough, then you can go out and get some sponsorships. So find some people in an adjacent arena to yours. So maybe if you are like a building contractor, there's somebody like a roofer. If you don't do roof work, you could have a sponsorship by a roof company. That way you both win. You're both helping each other build your business by getting a sponsor for your show and showing that you are a member of the community at large. This doesn't always work, but it is a way for you to both generate income. It has to be related, though. I wouldn't suggest just finding some random non-adjacent sponsorship unless there's some other way that you can bring it together through values or community. That's how the sponsorships that are super effective really seem to work. By having a podcast, you're creating content. By creating content, you have something really easy that you can share on social media. This is another way that you can be growing your business faster with a podcast. If you're struggling for things to share on social media, have a podcast if you like to talk. Podcasts are great if you like to talk and really describe things. Share your expertise. It's a natural thing that you can then share on social media to expand your presence. You can expand it even more by having guests and bringing people on. Just make sure that if you have interviews that you're not taking away from people understanding and knowing what it is that you do. You can also find things like current events or things that are happening in your industry to talk about that are super interesting to your customers. Or you can have an industry-specific podcast, and that show can be talking to other industry professionals. But if you're growing your business, you really want to be focusing on your ideal customers, in my opinion, because that will help you grow your customer network and have more people interested in what it is that you do. And if getting new clients or having more people buy your product is really what it's going to take, then you can see how this is all starting to fit together, right? It's also important that you, like I said, if you interview guests, that maybe they're adjacent or somebody who complements what it is that you do so that you're not competing with each other. If you are, say, in finance, you don't necessarily want to bring a bunch of finance people on because that may not grow your business. It may grow business for your guest. So find ways that you can have people on that complement you, that offer a service or a product that's similar, but you're not going to be fighting for that attention the whole time. So these are just a few ways that you can use a podcast to grow your business. If you want more information about this particular topic, I have put the blog post link below, and it's a long form blog post that goes more into the details. In fact, it's 7 ways that you can grow a business using a podcast. So also, please take a minute to subscribe. We're going to be posting interviews to our YouTube channel on a frequent basis. Thanks again for watching. This is Jen from Epiphany Courses.